impact on the league, and we will continue to talk about her as we begin Attack or Defend.
How I've missed this.
I know, you really like arguing with Mr. X. It is the weekly ritual where these two fight like children, which is true, for my approval. And in the end, just like children, I will give approval.
Some of us still act like children.
Well, let's talk about Brigitte. Brigitte had a 24% pick rate in week 1, which was the 10th highest. And we know that Tracer is vulnerable to Brigitte, which is why we saw Tracer's pick rate plummet to a scant 32.5%. The point is, with Brigitte in the meta, Tracer is no longer the most important hero in Overwatch. Mr. X, you can start first, attack or defend.
I'm going to defend that. I don't think that Tracer is the most important hero right now. I actually think it's probably your Zenyatta. When you have Brigitte comps that come in, you can run triple support, you can get that Zenyatta full of armor, and I think with Zenyatta right now, you see the biggest difference between the top Zenyatta and the rest of Zenyatta's in the league, and look at that team. They only have 3 losses. So I think Zen right now is definitely the most influential.
That's been true the whole time, though. That's been true the whole time.
I would say Zen's most influential right now.
It's like defending the question there are 4 seasons in a year. I actually don't think Tracer was ever the most important hero in the Overwatch League. I think D.Va was. D.Va was the most important hero and still is actually to a great degree now with a little bit less Saya. But D.Va's the best 1v1 hero in the game, in my opinion. She's got mobility. She's also got a great ability to shut down a lot of those important ults that resolve as projectiles.
How good is D.Va against Zarya 1-on-1?
Not great. Not great. You can't defend.
I was just asking. I wasn't sure.
I actually had to go with Mr. X on this one. I do think, I think your argument was good, though, having the D.Va be the most important
to do mental gymnastics around it.
I don't think D.Va's most important now, especially with some of those nerfs. She does have less of kill potential. And I'm not sure if it's Zenyatta, but...
Who would you say?
I think I think you're, off the top of my head, like, Zenyatta, I think you can present a strong case for, but I'm still waiting, I think, for the meta to shake itself out a little bit more before we make any definitive statements. So I'm not even sure I know the answer.
Is that the meta? Yeah. Are you representing the meta right now?
He's the shaking meta. So let's go on to the next one. Next up, the Dynasty went 0-2 this week, and the Ryu Jae-hong main tank project looking like it might, in fact, be a failure. His Winston ranks in week 1 were toward the bottom of the league. He ranked 14th out of 16 Winstons in deaths, and he wasn't top 10 in any major category. Couple that with the fact that Reinhardt is much more important this stage, and you start to question this lineup decision. As we look at Jae-hong's Reinhardt numbers versus Miro's, Miro has the edge across the board. Also, Miro's final blows lead the league, and he has the 3rd fewest deaths per 10. So the point is, Seoul needs to go back to Miro at least on Reinhardt maps. Uber, you can take this one first, attack or defend.
Great, I get the easy one this time. I defend this. I actually think right now, like Miro actually also said he's doing a bit better. He took some time off to break. And Jae-hong admitted in the interview that we saw that it was out of necessity that he's actually playing tank at the moment. Miro's got better stats. Right now, just abuse the crap out of Brigitte. Put Reinhardt in there. You have Pharaoh. You can actually play against the comp if they try and exploit that.
I would actually attack this. I think you need to keep Jae-hong in the game, whether it's Winston or Ryan. It has not been pretty, but I think you just start to have too many moving parts. Now you bring in Miro back in at main tank, which you weren't happy about before. What do you do with Jae-hong? Does he go back to support? Now where does Guido go after Guido and Gambler have had good time playing with each other? It just creates so much uncertainty to a roster that you need to have certainty in this final few weeks.
Just play one style and be good at it. Just get Jae-hong out, play Miro at Reinhardt, and get good at one style first.
I think both of these were hard because I think there was a big advantage to whoever went first to these questions. I won't give it to Mitch. I think like you have to bring Miro back in if there's still shot calling coming from Toby or Gambler, whichever support they have in. But he has really been abysmal on the Reinhardt. It's super hard to defend his play when he's like losing straight up frontline battles and losing to San Francisco.
This works a lot of shatters into shields.
This works a lot easier when me and Matt actually disagree on the point that comes up.
I think we're all on the same page with both of these. But anyway, we'll go to the last one, the sudden death. It will be following the Fusion slaughter of the Florida Mayhem. The Snillo pillow from the Fusion's web video made its debut on our analyst desk. Snillo the pillow on the desk. Mr. X, attack or defend?
I'm going to attack this. This is just a weird... I don't know who made this Snillo pillow. Nothing against Snillo, but there really shouldn't be look how weird it looks. Like there should never be a pillow like that has somebody's like body on it. It's not even like his whole body. I don't know. It's just a weird thing. Who wants this? Like, I mean...
Also, it says right here, to Puckett, you're the best caster.
Oh, by the way.
So he's also a liar, I guess.
Also a liar.
Just a liar.
The people on the desk are analysts, and Puckett is a host. I see everybody being called a caster now.
Okay, so, is more personality than Johnny? I guess,
Oh, the
I guess we
banter.
could do
The
that.
banter.
Yeah, no, to be honest, I think it's nice to have
Poor Johnny live a little bit.
It's nice
Come
to
on,
have a
man.
softer touch on the desk sometimes, as well. And I think he dresses better than some analysts. So yeah.
I have to go with Mitch. I like the banter. I'm always for a bit of sweet
That's the
passing.
easy way out. Easy way out.
He's having too much fun with the Snillo.
This is
Billy.
actually a lot of fun.
You can take it. You can take it home. I'm sure Philly will get you one.